Hello and welcome to Jill Cameron Creations. Today we're going to take a look at how to add multiple digital stamps to one image to color.
Okay, what we have here is a 5x7 panel on a 12x12 cutting mat, but we're actually going to print. So I'm not going to put the registration marks on here because what I'm just going to do is I'm using this as a guide for me when I print this out on my printer so that I can have everything laid out in a 5x7 card format. So I have 3 different digital stamps from Too Cute Ink, and all of them are owls. And what I'm going to do is combine all 3 of these into a single image and color it for a winter scene. So I need to actually cut these out. I'm going to trace it and detach it. So there is my image. And I'm just going to set that off to the side for the moment. And I'm going to do the same exact thing on these. Sometimes it takes it a minute to do everything. It's still working on it. And it didn't get my snowflakes. But we can come back and grab those if we want to. So what I'm going to do is copy this and put this little birdie over here. And then we'll copy this one and put this little birdie over here. And do the same thing. And what I'm going to do is draw in with my Copics a tree branch, make it look like there's a little tree over here and he's standing on a little hillside. And then I'll have a little Merry Christmas scene. Could almost do this on a 4.5 by 4, 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card too. All right. Now all I have to do is send it to my printer and print this out, and then we'll work on coloring it.
Okay, so we've printed our image out, and this is a 5x7 panel, and I am working on Nina Solar White. This is 80-pound cardstock. And what I'm doing here is I'm using some Lawn Fawn stitched edge dies. These are, I think, the hillside borders. And I'm just using it to create some masks to put down on my paper. And I use Avery L removable labels for my masking. There's a whole bunch in a pack, and they're inexpensive compared to actual masking paper. The only thing that I will say about the Avery, not Avery L, they're just Avery, like in the office supply store. The only thing I will say is they have, it's really still strong adhesive on it because they're meant to be removable labels like you stick on like a plastic tote or something. So what I like to do is stick it on something a couple of times, my hand and my table, because there's junk on the table, of course, because I craft all day. And I use it to kind of remove some of the sticky off of it, and it's perfect. It holds perfectly. And so what I'm doing here is I set up my snow around my owl that's on the ground, and now I'm penciling in some trees to have the other owls sitting in. And something I learned was that top right hand, what I'm calling an owl, is actually drawn as a cardinal, but I make him a little owl. You can pretty much color it any way you want to, but I'm just lightly penciling in some trees around here. Don't be scared to add trees. Trees are easy. Some squiggly lines and some uneven lines, and they're all good. Don't if you want to add like a scene to your card, start with trees. Trees are easy. Squiggly lines, I'm not an artist by any stretch of the imagination. Draw you some squiggly lines on there and it's a tree, I promise. What I'm doing now is I cut one of the cloud edges in just a little piece of masking paper, and I'm going to move that down along my paper and make a cloudy background. I thought that I was going to actually use 2 shades of blue, but I really just liked the tumbled glass for the sky here, and I'm not doing any masking over my little birds there. I'm just moving my mask and being real careful around the little critters there, and just using the edge of my blending tool. And I just worked my way down the paper on that and started on the mask and just squished off. And sometimes I'm going back and forth instead of like in little circular motions. This video is really long, so during the color part of it, I do speed that up really quick, but I did want you to see how I built this card out. And this is double time. This isn't real time. I wish I could do this fast. So I put in the sky, I put in my ground down here, and I use shaded lilac instead of a gray or a blue or something like that. This is the top part of the mask that I cut for the hill that I just took up, and it did not want to go down back where it was supposed to. I used shaded lilac for the snow instead of another color because I thought the purple would be pretty. I colored all of my birds in, and all the products will be linked down below in the, as Sandy Allnock says, in the doobly-doo down below, but in the description down below it will, all the products I list, including all of the colors that I use. And also there will be a link over to my blog, so you can just get the list of colors from over there too. So everything is all done on my card. Now I'm going to do, I'm just touching up so it's not a bright white line in between there. So now what I'm going to do is color in my trees, and I'm going to talk you through how I colored my trees, and then I'm going to play some music. So I used the E70 family to color in my trees, and I started with the lightest color first, and I just used the part of the stamped image that was already there to start my trees, and used the little sketch lines that I put in and just filled in the color. And that's literally all I did. And at the end of the video I'll show you, you'll get a quick look at how I got the trees to blend into the snow. I used a white gel pen for that. And then I just added some darker lines in and little squiggle marks. That's it. That's all you have to do, and it's a tree. Don't be scared of it. Try it. It's a tree, I promise. If it just has that lumpy shape, and it's a tree. I did not add any greenery to it or anything like that. I just added some darker colors and then went back over everything with the lightest color to kind of blend it out. I did add some knots in the tree, and all you have to do for that is make a C shape where the end, make a C shape and then flip it around and make a C shape the other way, and it's a knot. That's literally all you have to do, I promise. So now I'm going to get into coloring my little birdies and doing their scarves and all that good stuff. I use the E20 family for all of my birds, just in various different shades of it. And then I used some R39, R29, and R24 for the reds. That's my favorite red combination right now. So I'm going to play some music while I finish coloring these little birdies up, and I'll see you in a minute. That little white gel pen is a lifesaver when it comes to touching up white things and adding snow texture, and that's what covered up the bottoms of my trees and made them look like they're blending into the snow there, because you can still see some of the wood through it. Don't forget to hit subscribe and check out more of my videos over here on YouTube, and also over on my blog at jillcameroncreations.com. You can find me on Instagram as well as Facebook. Thanks so much for joining me today, and also if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and email me at hello@jillcameroncreations.com. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Thanks, and have a great day.